America is faced with a liberal legion of doom. Recently, two of its top villains expressed their utter contempt for the intelligence and the basic facts regarding their dangerous power-wielding hypocrisy. Michigan Governor Whitmer got a reality check when President Trump recently visited her state on a campaign stop.
The alleged plot to kidnap or kill Governor Whitmer broke just days ago. She immediately blamed President Trump for inspiring the plot. Now the president on Governor Whitmer's home turf here in Muskegon.
Get your schools open. The schools have to be open, right?
President Trump in Muskegon late Saturday.
Lock them all up.
She reacted by playing the victim card for a kidnapping plot where the smoke hasn't even cleared yet.
10 days after a plot to kidnap, put me on trial, and execute me. 10 days after that was uncovered, the president is at it again and inspiring and incentivizing and inciting this kind of domestic terrorism. It is wrong.
And does she have a rational explanation for the 8645 numbers placed indiscriminately behind her? Everybody knows 86 is the slang term to murder someone, while President Trump is our 45th president. After Whitmer's draconian emergency pandemic lockdown orders were ruled unconstitutional by the Michigan Supreme Court, Whitmer, no stranger to toying with the upcoming election, vetoed legislation that would stem the tide of voter fraud. As Breitbart reported, Whitmer vetoed legislation that would have made it a felony to attempt to apply for multiple absentee ballots or fill out an application for other individuals without their consent. Any suggestion that the filing of a second absentee ballot application is criminal behavior creates needless confusion and fear-mongering around the absentee voting process, wrote Whitmer. It is bad for voters and bad for our elections. State Representative Ann Bolin, a Republican who sponsored the legislation, criticized Whitmer over the veto, arguing both bills were designed to deter fraud while enhancing confidence as voters battle noise regarding mail-in voting. Bolin said this legislation would have created a felony penalty for someone who fills out an application for another person in an attempt to commit fraud. That's not voter intimidation, it's voter protection. Meanwhile, New York Governor Cuomo is blatantly denying that he had anything to do with the thousands of nursing home deaths his overhanded policies caused.
Governor Andrew Cuomo appearing to take a victory lap as he promotes the launch of his new book, quote, Leadership Lessons from the COVID-19 Pandemic.
Can you see why a lot of people think, if you say we're in the halftime of this, that writing a book, a retrospective in the middle of it, sort of celebrating the things that you did right, feels off and strange?
No, Willie, it's not a celebration at all. The game isn't over.
And the part that's so insulting is that as people were still dying, as people were still getting sick, as the uncertainty continued and businesses were closing, this was a guy who used that moment not only to take, contemporaneous notes for a future book, but he was actually glad-handing publishers, shopping for agents, writing this book, and doing the work. This is in the thick of this pandemic when we lost more people, again, more than any other state easily, but more than places like France and Spain.
Cuomo has defensively pointed to an internal report conducted by his own state health department, which is widely criticized by medical experts, politicians, and family members who lost loved ones in the facilities to the virus. Experts like Catherine Troisi, an epidemiologist with the University of Texas Health Science Center at Houston, ripped the DOH-issued report released in July, arguing the analysis lacked sufficient information, including data on nursing homes that were free of the deadly disease before being forced to admit infected patients. Troisi added, would this get published in an academic journal? No. How many more Whitmers and Cuomos will it take for America to come to terms with the potential danger their votes pose when cast for psychotic megalomaniacs, posing as their saviors? John Bound reporting.
And go to InfoWarsStore.com. Brainforce Plus has been our #1 overall bestseller. Doesn't make a lot of money because the price is low. We put a lot of product in it. It's an amazing nootropic. It's the final run ever of Brainforce Plus. We had original Brainforce folks love. We had Brainforce Plus. Every time you reformulate, got to make it a new name. It'll be till next year. We'll probably get the new product. So if you want to get it, it's 50% off plus free shipping on Brainforce Plus. Ultimate Krill Oil, selling out fast, still 50% off free shipping. Super Male Vitality, selling out, 50% off, still free shipping. Extendawise, final run, 60% off plus free shipping because we can't get some of the ingredients in it with the shutdown. Knockout, great sleep aid, 50% off plus free shipping. Unprecedented deal. Turbo Force, the great 10 hours of clean energy, 50% off plus free shipping. All t-shirts, 1776 plus free shipping. All SRL products, those are so good, so amazing. The separate group we did with a local scientist. Products, 60% off plus free shipping. Check out the SRL products. 8-pack Power Stack, final run ever because we can't get it anymore. Selling out within a matter of days. 8-pack Power Stack, free shipping, and even more deals at InfoWarsStore.com. And we have the Arrest Bill Gates and Fauci shirt. Let's go to Meg in Oregon. Meg, thanks for holding. You're awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Alex. This is my first time calling, and I want to just say something that nobody's talking about. And I listen to a lot of conservative media, and I drive a truck. I transport hay for a living between Northern Oregon and Central California, and I want people to really hear me. The breadbasket of the world, which is that valley, is empty, and I see it. My car, my rig is covered in ash. It's not just the fires. It's the ash, it's the smoke, the fish hatcheries are destroyed, and that's where the salmon comes from. The olives are gone, the grapes from the wineries are gone, the marijuana's gone, the rice crop is here, the tomatoes are covered in ash. Things can be salvaged, some of them, but it's going to be expensive to the farmers, and that's going to be passed on to you. The grazing lands for the cattle up here.
Sure, so a lot of the country gets fed by California. Some numbers are up to 20% of our food comes from there. And imagine all of that with the rest of the lockdown and the shutdown and farms destroying their crops because they can't even sell them. No one will even take them. That's a great point. This is really going to add to the economy in crisis.
Nobody's talking about the destruction of food in the Central Valley of California with ash and smoke alone, not to mention the fires. So those tomatoes are covered in ash, the nectarines, the peaches, the olives, and they can't salvage, they can't pressure wash a crop full of fruit or tomatoes. It'll turn into tomato sauce. And it's
sure, and most things can't be clean once ash is on them and sits on them. It tastes horrible.
What about the fish hatcheries that feed most of the salmon to our nation throughout Oregon? Those fish are choking on ash, and ash in water turns to lye. And if they're doing like I am, the rice and beans and all of that, they need to get the nutritional products you sell as a supplement. If they thought they were going to go out and get a buck in Northern California or Oregon, those animals are gone. The livestock has no more grazing ground. I'm telling you, the food is destroyed. And so people need to not go get that new pair of Nikes for $200, but buy storable food, buy nutritional products.
Listen, I never go on air just to sell products to try to scare people. I mean, I'm selling the products to fund ourselves and it's good products. But yeah, you look at every economic metric going on, and this country's under attack. And they don't want people to be self-sufficient or to be ready. And you're absolutely right.